Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's Chris, this is 3D Palace, and this is a requested lesson. Had someone email me in and ask specifically, sorry, on templates inside of Unreal Engine. So this is only going to be about, 10 minutes long. It's a little bite-sized bit, but it's very interesting, I promise you. Okay, so what are templates? Well, if I launch Unreal Engine, after a few moments, what we'll get is this. This is the project browser and templates. Okay, so these are our starters. You'll have seen this yourself, I'd imagine, loading up Unreal Engine. So you've got, games, film, architecture, etc., and all the things are inside it. Okay, nested. Now, we can take advantage of this. Okay, let's say that we're creating, a nice, in this case, I'm going to say a third-person project. Okay, so here we go, third-person project. What we can do is we can tailor this to exactly what we want. What I mean by that is that, we can build ourselves, for example, rather than using this third-person template here with text on stuff, let's say we just quickly clear it out, make it empty. There we go, so I'll just get rid of a few bits here. And let's say you've got a personal preference for how you start your projects, but you want this kind of sandbox inside of it, and you want a little bit of landscape and so forth. So what I can do is I can put a little landscape inside of this. I'll go to selection mode, landscape, and let's make the smallest possible landscape that we can. It's fairly small, so that's okay. See if I can put it down to maybe 4x4 components so that it fits inside there nicely. Let's move it to this position here. There we go. And see if 4x5 is going to be a bit better. Yep, that's about right. Okay, so that we've got the terrain inside of here. So this is basically what I'm doing is I'm making kind of a mini architecture box, if you will, a place where you can put kind of your architecture models. Okay. Now for the this to be done, I'll click Create. Wait a moment just for that to finish doing what it's doing. Okay, there we go, and now we have this very simple landscape. And all I'm going to do is I'll just apply a little bit of noise to it, I think, just gentle noise. So just run my brush over it a little bit like that, just to give us a little bit of noise. And I can just apply a simple texture to this if I want to as well. So let's say, well, I don't think I've got much in here. I may have some, nope, I don't even have prototype materials. That's okay. What I could do is perhaps go across to my Quixel mixer. So I'll just grab in something here. So I'll go to my Quixel bridge, and inside of Quixel bridge, if I just bring that in, well, it wants me to log in. There we go. So I have logged into that. Just pause for a second, and if I go down to local here, I've got a couple of things all ready to go. So I'll just grab, I'm sure I've got some ground material here of some kind. Nothing nice, but it'll do. There we go, rocky forest floor, that'll do. I'll just click the tiny import button. This is now came in on my content browser, which is just off the screen here. So because I'm getting a couple of errors with the Quixel material here because it's expecting a virtual texture, I'll just create a new material myself. So I'll grab this D rocky floor, just create a material, and we'll call this matte ground, like so. And then inside of here, let's just grab this normal and this rather nice little split here. And these are normally set up the same way, so I'll put the normal into the normal, and then I'll separate the red metallic, specular, and roughness. There we go. That'll give us this nice looking floor here, and click Save. Okay, so again, not trying to win any prizes, just literally going to go to selection mode, and with my landscape selected, there we go. I'll come down to my landscape material and just drag in my little material I just made there, and it should pop it on here. There we go. So nothing pretty to write home about, but it's a ground material. That'll do for the moment. Okay, so now that we've got that, we've got this basic ground. Again, this is just for the sakes of looking at it and so on. We'll put in a basic lighting scenario. So what I'm going to do is just grab the let me see, we've got a sky atmosphere, we've got exponential light fog, we've got directional light, we've even got volumetric cloud. So what I'll do is I'll just grab the daylight system here and just maybe bring it down a little bit, just give us a little bit of a dusky look to it, because why not? Yeah, that looks okay. And then finally I'm going to put a platform inside the middle of it. So I shall just go to a box, grab a cube, and my cube I'm going to make it 10 by 10. Okay, and now we've got a platform for things, and I'll give it a height multiplier of 2. So now we can pop that in there. Okay, so now we've got a walk around area with a platform on it. And for this platform here, I'll also add a simple light. So let's have a simple spotlight. Drag it down like that, just to give a nice stark kind of lighting scenario to it. And then another one over here. Okay, so now we've got a simple 3 light setup. Set that down to maybe 4, and I'm going to make it movable for both. So now we have 2 movable lights and the main light in our scene. And just to check that, I'm going to put a cylinder in the middle here, just to see how it lights up, and that's fine. Okay, so this is our base template. Now another thing we can do is we can apply plugins to this. So what I'm going to do quickly is just go into here's my plugins, and let's say we've got some plugins that perhaps we want enabling on this. So I don't know, let's use PCG. So procedural, and I'll enable both of these and then hit restart. Save everything. Okay, so this is just a real basic kind of template here. Okay, the idea is that you're building something for reusability. I'm just building something in 7 minutes that is going to kind of do the job, if you know what I mean. Now it's all done. Okay, we have this here. This is not currently a template. Okay, no matter what we may want it to be called, it isn't a template. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to show you, if I can just find it, should be that one, there we go. So inside of Unreal Engine, in its folder, so in my case, C drive, program files, Epic Games, UE5.2, because that's the version I'm using, templates, TP first person config. Okay, so if we find the third person, so TP third person blueprint, which is just here, you can see how it's made. We have a config folder, a content folder, and a media folder. Okay, now what we need to do is basically duplicate this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to close down Unreal Engine. Bye bye. There we are. And instead I'm going to focus on this, which isn't anywhere near as interesting and exciting, but it is nonetheless important. So, oopsie daisy, let's get that to the right size. It always expands off the side of my screen there. So, keep following along, okay? Now, what we need to do is open up a second window. So I've got one just over here. And I'm going to go into my Unreal Projects folder. And here I have the My project that I created. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my templates and I'm going to duplicate BP third person BP. Okay, so Control C, Control V, just to copy it and give it a new name. So I'm going to call this now TP My Template. Okay, cheesy, but that's what it is. Now over here we can see I've got TP third person U project, and I've still got my 3 folders including content. There we are. So what I need to do now is I need to put stuff in there. Now I have my content folder here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all the stuff that's in my project folder into here. So let's just delete these. Goodbye. And I'm going to put these in instead. There we go. Now if I come back to TP My Template, we have 3 folders here. We have config, which is our basic kind of setup and everything. And what I need to do here is go to the config for my own folder. So if I go into my, wherever the heck I put it, my projects, that was it. Go to config, we can see I've got these. So let's copy them across. And we'll just replace the files in the destination. There we go. And then what I also need to do is go into my template defs. Now this is where things start to get a bit more complicated. It's a lot easier if you have something like Notepad+. Okay, so I'm going to choose another app. I don't know if I have that in my big list application. Sorry, it's not actually opening the window like I wanted to. There we go, Notepad Plus. There we are. So now you should be able to see the pairs it's got set up for this. Okay, so now we can set this up. So localized display name is third person. So in this case, what we're going to do instead is make, you know, some sort of art viz demo template. Okay, next, localized description. So we need to change that as well. So quite a big piece of text, this one. Okay, so we're not going to have it that long. We don't need it to be. There we go. So localized description, let's just change that to something simple and boilerplate. This is an example template so that you can see how to put one together for reusability. Wow, I forgot how to spell reusability. Usability. Thank you. Okay, so there's localized languages here. Obviously change those if you're using localization, if you have a team that's using localization, whatever. We then have class types. So you can see here, it's got different class types, which are like keywords we can use in, and asset types that we can put in there as well. We have the folder renaming, so we'll rename it to whatever our project name is, so you've got to make sure that's in there as well. And we also have the inclusion of content packs and things like that. Okay, so you can keep all these things in. Now, it's also got a selection of files to ignore. Don't worry about that. Let's just click save. If there's anything you wanted to ignore in the template folder, this is where you would add it. Right, lastly, if we come over to my templates and go into media, we have two images here, TP first person b.png and preview. So what we would want to do with that is, for example, I don't know, let's open that with, I should have an open with Photoshop. There we go. Thanks. There we go. We pop that there. Okay, so you can see that. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick a big T on the front of it, so that we know it's a template. So I'll reduce the size of my font to something much more manageable, and find a T that's actually nice. This Eurosteel one, that will do. Make it about 100. And just move it to the right position. So we now know that that is T, that is one of our templates. Okay, you don't have to do that, but you know, it's there if you needed to. And I'll do a Control S just to save it back. And then I'll do the same again with the other one. So you can see the T there. And I'll open this one in Photoshop. Pop, there we go. Same again. T. Okay, so this way we now have two little thumbnails to let us know that these are templates. Okay, and again I'll do a Control E, Control S just to save it. Bye bye. Done. Okay, so with these templates inside of here in TP My Template Media, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start the browser. I'm going to start the project launcher. Okay, here we are. So you can see now that we have again our Unreal Project browser, and if I just click on Games, because I didn't change the name of the actual folder it was under, there it is, ArchViz demo template. Okay, and again, this is an example template, so you can see how to put one together for reusability. It's got its T in the corner there to show it's our template that we built ourselves, and you can just call it whatever you want, and when you do, it will just start up Unreal Engine with basically an initialized folder with the plugins and everything else that we had set up. There you go, good to go. Hope you found that useful, and thanks for watching. I shall see you later on. Bye bye for now. Oh, and if you're watching this on YouTube, you know, hit the like and subscribe and the bell thing. Apparently you're supposed to do that. Well, and yeah, that's it. Bye.